the cutesy presentation and the whimsical aesthetic. But you know what they always say, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. Not every game needs to be a fucking AAA award winner.
And the game of the year is Astrobot.
This is gonna be good. The PlayStation 5. I've got plenty of good memories with you. Whether it's shooting Ganados in the face. Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for an Ashley Graham. Shooting some call me Johnny in the dick.
Hey guys, check out my new camera. Oh wait, this isn't the camera.
Getting my ass handed to me by the Birdman. I'm wondering where the f this thing exists. Why is Sony determined to make you a near useless white brick? The high cost of the console combined with the general lack of exclusives means this is a bit of an unappealing buy. That's not even going into all the bullshit that Sony's been up to as of late. But let's not open up the year in a dour, no, we got a game to review. But first, a history lesson. Astrobot as a character began life in the Playroom VR in the minigame Robot Rescue, but the bots themselves date all the way back to the original Playroom for the PlayStation 4, and a sort of AR thing where you sit in front of the TV and the camera, puts the games in front of you, and the bots was one of the minigames. Positive reception of the minigame resulted in the VR-exclusive Astrobot Rescue mission for the PlayStation VR. The game was a success. While it wasn't advertised that well and was locked to a VR headset, it still received near-universal acclaim for its control use of the DualShock 4's features and the varied level design. Honestly pretty impressive considering the game only had 18 months of development time and 25 people on staff. When it came time for the PlayStation 5 to launch, Astro's Playroom became built in with the console, serving both as a demo of what the DualSense could do, but was also a fun celebration of PlayStation's console history. But it was also just a damn fine game, the positive reception of which led to a sequel getting released on September 6, 2024, simply titled Astrobot. Inside the case, you'll find this cute comic summing up what little plot there is to this game, but also serving as good instructions for how to control Astro. But turn it around and you get this pretty nice poster of Astro and his crew, the Play Squadron, chilling in their relatively new spacecraft. A literal PlayStation 5. I'm actually going to put this, I'm actually going to put the poster onto the, right here, because just to have something, just to spruce up this side of the screen a bit, because I could put it on the wall, but I don't want to tape this up because then removing the tape would be a bitch. Oh, it's staying up. Cool. But before we can move any further at all, I gotta thank a magnificent bastard that only some call Johnny. Some call him Johnny. What the hell do other people call him? The star of a Spanish zombie movie? Nah! It's because of John that not only did I buy Astrobot, but a not insignificant amount of the games in my collection. A Hat in Time, Batman Arkham Asylum and City on my 360, and the entire series over on Steam, and Bayonetta 1 and 2, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, as well as both Curse of the Moon 1 and 2, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance, Metroid Dread, Mega Man 11, the remakes of Resident Evils 2, 3, and 4. 4 I was going to buy on my own because I did love the Quest 2 version. I even bought Resident Evil 6 for shits and giggles. Sonic Mania, and also Forces. Sonic Unleashed. The entire Shantae franchise across multiple platforms. I even bought the Switch version of LA Noire because I loved the SGB playthrough. You know, the playthrough where I took 10 minutes of footage and compiled the misadventures of the Scourge of LA. The Pusher.
Jesus.
Right here. To bring this back around to Astrobot, I asked John while he was recording footage for his own review. He was streaming in his Patreon/Twitch sub-exclusive Discord server, the Subshack, if Astrobot was worth getting. His response was basically that Astrobot is the larger Astro's Playroom, and that was enough for me to pull money out of my savings for my phone bill like a dumbass and drop $60 on this at the GameStop near my work. I should probably get on with the actual review already, so let's pop this disc out. Our story begins with Astro and friends cruising through the stars when they're suddenly stopped dead in their space tracks by this giant blob of snot and UFO. The alien, later identified as Space Bully Nebulax, takes a liking to the CPU and utterly wrecks the mothership. All the pieces flying off throughout the cosmos along with all 300 of Astro's crew. Astro and what's left of the ship are left stranded on this desert planet, but after some quick repairs... Yeah, there he is. He just needs a bit of repairing. Good as new, buddy. Astro's back on his feet and takes to the stars in a personal cruiser that's literally the PlayStation 5 controller. But from here, the plot is next to non-existent. You enter a galaxy, see Nebulax be a total shit to the CPU, he vanishes in deep space, leaving behind plants for you to explore, leading up to a boss that you gotta give the 1-2 spin special. But not that that's a bad thing. There's barely a plot in this game because it doesn't need one. You're Astro, your crew's scattered, this green blob is being a total dick, now have to it and smack shit already. And that's all she wrote. But to boil down Astrobot to that one sentence would be a massive disservice to this wonderfully made love letter to the last 30 years of PlayStation. Astro moves like an absolute dream, running, jumping, and hovering his way through 6 galaxies and more than 60 planets full of bots, puzzle pieces, and secret exits to find. I do question the logic of Astro having to just punch the shit out of the bots for them to count as rescue. Because it's like, come on. The comic here clearly shows Astro is activating the little jetpacks on most of their backs, but half the time the bots are just standing around and don't even have that shit, so Astro's just punching the fuck out of them for no reason. The bots themselves are undyingly loyal to their captain, so I guess Astro's doing tough love right. While a fair share of the bots that you find across the stars are your standard chrome with safety vest, you'll also find special VIP bots that represent characters from PlayStation history, both first and third party. To turn back the clock a bit, plenty of VIP bots could be seen throughout Astro's Playroom, with other bots holding cameras, implying an almost sort of Wreck-It Ralph vibe, where the bots are like actors putting on performances of the various PlayStation games. It makes sense, considering all these little guys live inside and maintain the PlayStation 5. Coming back to the crash site after beating a level and rescuing your first batch of bots, which isn't at all hard, considering the first level Sky Garden can be completed without rescuing at least one bot. The mothership gains the power to lift itself up and make the crash site more welcoming, turning the coarse, rough sand into a sprawling oasis surrounded by 4 temples with more goodies to find. The 4 bots trapped into rocks here are actually from Astro's Playroom. To promote this game, 4 VIP bots were added to the 4 main levels of Playroom. This is not church. 4 VIP bots were added to the 4 main levels of Playroom for you to collect and raise the bot count in this game from 300 to 304. Maybe that's why that thing over there is so expensive. It's so Astro can afford Space McDonald's. I kid. That sounds like a lot, but it really goes by like a breeze, as there's usually 7 in the main levels, and the levels themselves never overstay their welcome. In between each planet, a comet has the chance to appear containing a bite-sized challenge like destroying enough of the platform below to make the enemies fall, or riding a armadillo to avoid spikes, or killing all the voxel-style enemies before you get spat on once, and then it's a reset. Ah, did I forget to mention? Astro is a fragile bit of tech. He only takes 1 hit before he blows up, or pops like a balloon, or gets flattened like a pancake, and then flies away in the wind. This usually isn't that big an issue, as there aren't any lives and checkpoints are plentiful. And for the boss levels, Astro gets 2 extra hit points in the form of these hearts. You've probably seen by now from my coin counter that you can rack up some pretty high stacks of gold. So what are they for if not for getting extra lives? Remember the puzzle pieces? They're used to form shops at the crash site, most notably the Gacha Lab. Here, for the price of 100 coins, you can pull the lever and get a new costume for Astro, a new paint job for his DualSense ship, or an accessory to go with the VIP bots you've saved. VIP bots without their associated items, should they have any, just kind of stand around not doing much aside from wanting.
Do I want burgers or do I want fries?
But give them their associated item, now things start to pick up. It's really cool getting to see this barren, empty terrain transform into one hell of a block party. Or a circle party, I guess. That brings me to my next point. The bots themselves. These guys have no excuse having so much personality and charm. You really want to go out of your way to collect them all, if only to find out who's seen next and how they'll act at the crash site. My personal favorites have to be just the entire Resident Evil cast. It's great stuff from them. Finding all the bots has made all the easier with how friendly this game is to completionists. Whenever you pause in a level, you can see how many bots, puzzle pieces, or portals there are, and if you happen to miss a couple, you can see the gap and gauge where you missed them. And upon returning to any level you finished but not fully completed, you can pay 200 coins for this little bird to follow you and point out any missing collectibles. And after you do find the missing collectible, you can just exit the stage right then and there with no fuss. Unless it's one of the secret exits that take you to the... Those secret exits boot you out of the level and you have to fly back in if you didn't collect everything. Or, you can tell that bird to go fuck itself and use the community guide feature built into the PlayStation 5. Let's see. Remember how I said there's bite-sized challenges outside of the main planets? Well, crashing into these rock formations will reveal the mass of red, blue, green, and pink? Purple? I think that's purple. Symbols floating in this cluster here. Fly around in here for a bit, you'll find yourself with the lost symbol voids. Triangle, circle, square, and...
What the fuck is that?
Excuse you, this is clearly an X! These levels were the piss the first time I went through this game. Which is what the devs were going for. You know, these are meant to be the ultra hard, bust your balls, make you so mad you want to throw your controller into your TV. I mean, I wouldn't. These things are expensive as fuck, but thankfully I have my cotton comforter to act as a cushion. Though an odd strain of the Let's Play curse reared its head for much of these, because I didn't have that much of a problem with this go-around. One in particular was the stage Swinging Centuries. This place popped me dozens upon dozens of times. But here? First try! Woo! You have no idea how much of a bitch that was to do my first go around of this game. Oh, that felt good. A couple others, however, did give me some shit. Special mention to Rope Away Rally, where after dying 3 times, I make it to the end and... I was so... Oh! 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 I need water. I need a drink. Oh god. Yeah, I was sick back when I recorded the bulk of this file back in mid-December. Didn't stop me from popping off when I finally beat the level. Yeah! We fucking did it, Astro! That's all! The circle levels! Beat it! Give me a wave, buddy! Give me a wave! Come on, please! Give me a wave! Come on, give me a wave! Come on, give me a wave! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, it's a shame Astro's little smile and wave here can't cure cancer. There's another level that gave me a bit of shit. And no, it wasn't vertical velocity, the one with the focus on the anti-gravity wall running. I was able to get through that shit without any jank yet. Fuck, John. No, it was the next level, Splashing Sprint, and all because of this goddamn duck. When Astro picks it up, it automatically sprays water. But unlike, say, Flood from Super Mario Sunshine, which sprays water forward in a consistent arc, the duck sprays drops of water that go wherever the hell they want. And you need the water to make safe platforms over the lava, but the water being dispensed in front of you randomly means you don't have a completely solid platform directly in front of you, but rather further away. And given the game needs time for the rock platforms to load, I at one point got jank like this. That level was not fun. Same with To the Bait. Those 2 levels are the only ones that I actually fucking rage quit and ended recording sessions on right then and there. I could not take doing those levels anymore. The dogs are barking in the background. They were just as mad as I was. I think on one of those 2 levels, I think I screamed like I was going Super Saiyan. But the mention of the duck does give me a good segue into Astro's power-ups. They mostly come in the form of an animal that rides on Astro's back like a backpack. From an octopus that can inflate Astro like a balloon, a pair of frogs that let you punch the fuck out of everything in sight. There's plenty of fighting too, but grabbing onto this jello for some swinging action or pulling enemies overhead like you're Hulk grabbing Loki. Oh, I got an achievement for that! A bulldog that acts as a midair dash straight forward. This monkey that's more or less the monkey suit from Astro's Playroom. An elephant that lets Astro create platforms of the bouncy, solid, or slidey variety, depending on whatever substance he sucks up. A VR helmet that slows down time, and there's also a throwable hourglass in one of the simple stages that does the same thing. Letting you walk in unorthodox platforms and revel in how enemies fly in slow-mo. A chicken that acts as a boost straight up. A penguin that helps Astro swim better underwater. A sponge that transforms Astro into the protagonist of the battle for the revenge of the giant plankton monster and lets him go on a rampage. And also absorb a metric shit ton of water to put out some fiery enemies, create platforms out of sponge piles, and, again, go on a rampage to destroy everything in sight. My favorites are the steel ball and the mouse. You get this at a desert level, and because of that I thought this was somehow beetle related, even though it's meant to be based on a sumo wrestler, which is so obvious in hindsight. It's so satisfying to run over spikes, crush boxes, or these specific plates, blow up these vacuum dudes that can't do shit to you, get not crushed by these not thwomps because they also can't do shit. It's great. The mouse, on the other hand, is fantastic. How does it work? Push on one of the triggers, and Astro shrinks down. What makes this one special is the level it appears in. Downsized Surprise. This might be my favorite level in the game. Top 5, definitely. When Astro shrinks down, normal household objects or bits of the scenery transform into new platforms for him to traverse. And the high level of detail this game is rocking means that there is no load screen or intrusive transition between normal and small. All the detail is already loaded, but the change in perspective with your new size means you get to appreciate it better. Also, a nice detail is how the music takes a few instruments out and gets quieter when it gets smaller. It's an amazing power-up with incredible potential for level design that only appears once. We'll get there. Don't worry. For now, let's talk about how you'd be putting those power-ups to the test. The bosses. Alright, you saved your crewmates, they beat the shit out of the lock. Now all that's left is beating the ass of whatever's inside that mysterious black cloud. Of course, any mystery is dead in the water by the time you realize that the 5 main bosses take on the prince of the galaxies they reside in. All of them are returning from rescue mission, and they're all satisfying to pummel. Whether it's giving them the good old spin attack or literally flinging them to blast off like Team Rocket, these are great. I did run into some weird collision shit on my way to Wako Taco. Okay, that's some bullshit. But this and the aforementioned rubber duck were the only times I ran into any sort of jank. After beating a Galaxy's boss, you rescue a special VIP bot and are taken to a world based on their home series with special abilities given to Astro. A net and monkey locator in Apes on the Loose, the Leviathan axe in Bot of War, a fucking Glock in Dude rating, submission to the laws of gravity, and the ability to strike himself with lightning at will to split himself up into smaller versions of himself in Going Loco, and a bow and arrow and machine learning, which functions more or less how the bow and arrow did in Astro's Playroom, albeit with the addition of time slowing down when you're manually aiming. After beating these VIP levels, you finally rescue the stolen ship parts. The mothership's memory, SSD, GPU, cooling fan, and the protective covers. The controller's haptic feedback, combined with the sound effects coming out of the controller, make it feel great to get the ship parts back in tip-top shape. The memory card's little as they're pressed into the unit, using a goddamn chainsaw to slice up the SSD cards, crushing the can after pouring out some liquid coolant, and I love the little fist pump the arm does after landing the shot. And removing the graffiti off of the protective covers, mwah, perfection, it feels great. Once you rescue the final ship part, Nebulax taunts our hero. The mothership sucks up the entire play squadron and takes off after Nebulax. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So Astro hits the giant square, triangle, circle, and X button and unleashes the dictionary definition of fan service. Remember all those artifacts you collected in Astro's playroom? Those are all spaceships. Yeah, the stage for the final boss is just a space shooter. Honestly, it's not as drawing a gameplay shift as you might think, because throughout the entire game, for every single planet, you're learning to steer the ship. You're steering it left and right with the motion controls and the gyro aiming to avoid obstacles, make sure you don't lose your wings. You're holding the triggers down if you want to speed up, or let them go if you want to slow down. All things that are put to the test in this level. Really, all that's being added is the ability to just shoot the motherfuckers! But yeah, this is awesome. And the music kicks ass! Bite my shiny metal ass, you muck fucks! Face Astro's breath, bitch! Ah, fuck my life. Astro and the rest of the fleet finally corner Nebulax, and the mothership literally sets the stage for the final battle. Nebulax uses his UFO as a wheel of pain to decide which power-up Astro receives, and therefore his next method of attack. But after breaking all 3 locks on the ass end of the saucer, Astro finally frees the CPU and brings it back to the mothership. All seems well. Until it's not. Astro uses the power of death by 1,000 cuts by flinging symbol projectiles at Nebulax as he pathetically tries to hide behind whatever he can pull out of his ass to defend himself. After blasting the core of the Space Bully's UFO enough, it becomes unstable and forms a fucking singularity. Nebulax tries dragging the bots down with him before settling on grabbing Astro. The Play Squadron wastes no time in stacking up to hold on to their captain. And Astro, seeing his crew put themselves in the line for him, sees how loved he is. It's not even a decision. The Team Asobi logo getting sad eyes in the fake credits is honestly pretty funny because, yeah, this death is a fake out. Astro comes flying back down. It's honestly heartbreaking seeing Astro like this. This is when the haptic feedback in the controller is used to excellent effect. It actually feels like you're holding onto Astro's corpse and popping off body parts. The bots are able to find replacement parts for Astro, and after getting a fresh heart from the CPU, he's back to good as new for the credits clash and the amazing theme, I Am Astrobot. The credits are really charming. Running over memory cards to make names appear, which you can destroy with power-ups given for one last curtain call. The special thanks section even ends with the game thanking you, the player, for playing. Which is, honestly, has no right being as weird as it is. The standard credits afterwards even have some pretty funny lines the longer they go on. After beating Nebulax and returning to the crash site, the game tells you there's still plenty of bots out there for you to find. And after getting them all and completing all the specials in the Lost Galaxy, you get access to Final Encore, a fun bonus level with a Fall Guy in it? What? Was Fall Guys a Sony exclusive?
Ten seconds later.
Okay, so it started out on PlayStation 4 and then went multi-platform later. After returning with the last of the puzzle pieces, a golden statue of Astro holding a flag with every power-up from his adventure surrounding him. It's a glorious reward that leads to probably the biggest kick in the dick this game has to offer. We'll come back to it later, but first, this game got DLC. Not even a month after the game launched on September 24th, 2024, we got a trailer for new speedrun levels and new bots from Helldivers and Stellar Blade. These levels are all about getting to the end as fast as possible, making use of 5 of the game's power-ups. They were released weekly from October 17th all the way to November 14th. They each got 2 bots tied to these rockets, and you gotta race these birds to the finish before they get launched. Bluebird flies at a casual pace, but the Redbird's got shit to do, so you better haul ass or else...
Oh my god, hurry. Go.
Earlier I said something about a Super Saiyan scream. I thought it was at one of the 2 symbol levels, either like to the beat or the duck level. No, because I rage quit there. No, it was at Helium Heights. The exact words in my script are, cut to Helium Heights, where Nick barely makes it to the platform and the Redbird sends the Helldiver rocketing into the sky, and Nick peeks the mic screaming. Those are my words about myself. I'm underplaying what that fucking scream. Yeah. Next up in the script. These levels are fun, except for the monkey, which can kiss my ass. Yeah, the monkey can kiss my ass. You control the monkey using the triggers and physically tilting the controller to guide the hands to the next thing to grab onto. At a casual pace, this isn't a problem, but trying to splash through that shit?
No!
Not fun. But I did manage to set some new times for the first 3 levels. After that, a bonus winter level was released for the holiday season, containing more bots and another showcase of this game's amazing power-ups. Yes, that also includes the mouse, but it's only one small dedicated section, and honestly, I would have preferred something as big as Downside Surprise, but meh. Astro even gets a cute Santa suit. Oh my god, it's the Spider-Man! And Miles gets Spider Kitty! This game, pardon the pun, is astronomical. Astronomical. It is practically perfect. It's absolute perfection. Fine. We'll talk about the statue. Waiting high above the statue, requiring 300 bots to build a giant wall for you to walk up, is a small moon and a cube made of cubes, similar to the gateway containing the final challenge in Astro's Playroom. Behind this is the Great Master Challenge. This level kicked my ass first time I went through this game. I made sure to do everything else as much as I possibly could first. Made sure 99.9% of this game was done first, so that way all that was left are a few measly achievements that I could or do or not do or whatever. But I want to make sure everything else was out of the way, so all that was left was the Great Master Challenge. I sat my ass down in this chair in the middle of this room, to make sure I even dedicated a whole ass separate recording file for this one challenge, this one planet. There's bells that create shockwaves, glass that breaks under Astro's feet, loose wiring, slimes, it's a lot. And visibly a hell of a lot longer than the previous symbol levels. The community help guide promised a 5-minute long gauntlet. I kept dying again.
Maybe things will. Oh, yep, there it is, and it starts.
And again.
No!
And again.
Fire. No!
I was ready to be here for 3 hours. And then I beat the level 7 minutes after hitting record.
Did I do it? I did. I did it. Give me a wave, Astro. Come on. I did it.
What the fuck kind of Let's Play bullshit is this? So, for the rest of the time, I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do the other 3 hidden achievements I left. I looked them up in a guide because, fuck it, at this point, I have no shame.
That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Wait for it. Wait for it. That's 4. Time to cash in. Yep, that's one of them. I will... Okay, half the problem is just... Half the trouble is just getting to the damn butterfly in the first place, because why is it always just out of my reach? Get... Thank you! Woo! Make 7 bots, run into the wires, and that'll be that. Okay, so I just need to... I can't double jump. So I just need to make that. Fuck. Yay! That's that. What a trip. And... Astronomical. That is everything done in Astrobot. This calls for celebration. Yeah! Dance party, everyone!
Hey guys, it's been a long time. My surroundings, they look fine from this angle, but I'm very much in a different location. Yep, see, there it is. There's my video being edited. Right now, that's the original outro I had filmed. It went on for like, the whole thing was like 17 minutes long, so yeah, I gotta cut that shit short. So I'm just gonna reshoot it all. Well, not all of the 17 minutes, just gonna cut it all down. Maybe I'm thinking I'm gonna have like an extras video, which is some noticeable bits from the making of this video. Some notable things, I'm not sure, but some quick things I want to get out of the way to summarize the whole gist of what that was without having to. I rambled on for 17 minutes. I'm gonna make sure I don't do that here. First and foremost, some call me Johnny. He was a big part of why this video got made, why I have the game. You know, that whole sequence at the beginning of me listing all of those games that I have in my collection, thanks to John. That wasn't really a lie, no. He said to me, I told him, hey,
I told him in DMs because I'm still on the subject even all these months later. I'm still supporting him. I told him, hey, I told him not DMs when he was live streaming for one of his other reviews. Hey, I'm making this video because of your review. I'm making my own Astrobot review, and he told me, oh, thanks. Thanks, I'm happy to hear. I hope the video does well, and I hope it does better than mine. And then years later, I can ask myself, where did it go wrong? I don't know if that's the exact quote. If it's not, I'll edit in what I originally said. Yeah, but special thanks to Johnny. And Johnny, if you watch this video, one, I'm sorry for all the glazing. I promise. I tried. Sorry, but as for why this video took so long, depression and like some serious procrastination, not least of which being the move that most recently happened. Yeah, I'm not living in that house anymore. Mom lost her job, got laid off. We couldn't afford to live there anymore, so now we're in a new place. It's temporary until we can get back on our feet. I may or may not. Video production might. Not entirely sure how. If I'm gonna be able to move forward with reviews, I might be able to. I'm not sure, but that's. Don't want to promise. I don't want to make promises I don't want to be able to keep. I'm still cringing at myself for saying, "Oh yeah, I got Let's Plays in the work, I got movie reviews in the work." That fucking update video, I hate. I still want to do the things that I mentioned in that video, but I feel bad when I make a promise that I can't keep. So yeah. But yeah, the video will be done. Actually, that shot of me, giving the bird to Johnny was shot on that green screen not too long ago, because that was like the one shot I was missing for the longest time because I kept putting off, because it's a simple shot. It's me just like putting up a green screen and then just giving the finger. I'm sure I'll have something stupid edited in there if I feel like editing this at all. I probably won't, because this is an over-edited nightmare. This is... I put too much into it because I just kept on adding jokes, and I thought it was okay. And I kept going off script, and I kept rambling because I followed H-Bomber Guy's rule of I don't have to follow the script if I can think of something better, and more often than not I thought of something better, but then I just gave myself more and more work and ended up pushing this video back so many months. I'm pretty sure the only reason I'm not more heartbroken over how long it took this video should have come out March. But no, I couldn't do it. No, it's coming out after fucking July. In July. I pray to God this video does come out this month, and I don't push it back even further than it is, so it's not already dated. Yeah, I'm already rambling for 5 minutes. I'm going to end this video now. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this now before I lose myself on another tangent. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And here's to hoping I get the next video out soon. Oh, fucking right, the Deltarune shit. Yeah, that was just me wanting to get something out. I completely forgot that I made Deltarune videos. I'm a fucking mess. I'm a mess. Okay, I'm just gonna stop this now. 33 hours on this game, my god. All of it was worth it. All of it was worth it. Every second.